I'm Elvis. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm James Cawley.
Sort of Elvis.
Sort of Elvis. They pay me to be Elvis. I was Captain Kirk. I kind of hung that up a long time ago. No, not really. They're very, very similar.
How?
They're both very strong leadership type people. They're both, big with women. Both pop culture icons. So there's a lot in common. I think if Captain Kirk were to ever meet Elvis, they wouldn't like one another because they'd be competing for the same chick. That's kind of the way I've always approached it. Who would get the green? Probably Elvis would get the green one. I think he would probably be the only human being in the universe that could outdo Kirk with women. I really believe that.
You get to play him now.
And I get to play him now. I was playing him before, so. Professionally, I think my first professional Elvis job was in 1989. So that's, a long time doing this now. Wow. Well, it goes back to when I was a kid. All my neighborhood friends, we always used to rush home and watch Star Trek after school and all that kind of thing. And then
that first run?
Yeah. No, not first run. It was the first syndicated run, basically. It was the early 70s. And then, we would back then we would buy the little AMT exploration sets and put them together, and that was our phasers and communicators. But we had a little play area in my basement that my dad started putting together, and it just kept getting more and more elaborate. So my dad helped me build my own little version of the Enterprise that we played in. So I guess probably the fascination with it all probably started there. And then as an adult, when I started touring as Elvis, and I started to have a little more money, when I would come home from work, I would be here for a month at a time or something, I would go with my grandfather to his workshop, and we would start building these set pieces because I always thought, I'm going to make my own little Star Trek film with my friends. That was probably '96 that we actually started, building like full-scale set pieces. I don't think anybody had ever done it before. I was not the first to release a film like that. I think the Exeter guys released the first modern kind of Star Trek fan film, but they didn't have a bridge or any of that kind of stuff. And I was very adamant that if I was going to do it, I was going to do it full bore, and I was going to play with all the toys. I was going to be Captain Kirk. I was going to, show the world that Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock were still cool, and there was still room for them, at a time when Next Generation and all that was kind of a big deal. It's been a huge, effort, and not an easy one to get to where it is now. Has it been worth it? I guess to varying degrees, yes. I've met a lot of great people. I have this wonderful extended family of friends and Trekkie fans, and I got a great little playground here when I'm here and able to enjoy it. The full 360 bridge was, when did we assemble it? It was right before we shot To Serve All My Days with Walter, and you'll have to forgive me because I've lost track of the years, but it was right, we actually completed the 360 bridge for that episode. And it stayed that way until we relocated here. And then there was some discussion about, we have to redo some of these consoles anyway because of their age and what we did, and so let's leave this side open to be easier to do shots and that kind of thing. So I kind of went along with it, but I missed the 360 bridge, so we're putting the 360 bridge back just so that I have it for my own enjoyment. I think the pinnacle of all of that was being in uniform, sitting in the captain's chair, and having Walter turn around and call me captain. For me, that was it. I could have died at that moment, and that would have been enough. It worked. At that moment, I did not see the cameras, but I sure as heck was in the moment. I was standing face to face with someone who is arguably one of my heroes. I love Walter to this day, and had great conversations with him, went to lunch with him many times, would go to LA and visit him. I miss him a lot. I haven't seen him in a long time. But he's definitely one of my heroes, and to have him turn around and, first of all, to have him participate, with fans. And then for him to be in that iconic role, that uniform, and just to look at you and say Captain Kirk was, pretty amazing to a young fan.